It's September 17th, 2023. I went to church earlier this morning um, with my son. Um, there was small talk of in front of the children while I sat there uh, about um, feeding the dogs. Um, so, whatever message received. On Jesus feeding the children. But again, even the dogs need scraps. So um, there's that. I went out for a walk. Um, I I I went for the iron treatment, the ferrous iron infusion. It at it's not enough of a treatment yet. I'm huffing and puffing, having trouble like gasping for air as I walk. Um, and my legs are, when I'm walking, they're very, very heavy. I'm having trouble like at on a small gravitational scale. And then when I sit after I go for this walk, I come back and the sarcomeres are like firing, um, like contractual, like, I don't have the words for it, but it's like a residual spark that's going off throughout the striated like sarcomeres, and they're like contracting on their own and then letting go, almost like a twitch feature. I don't know why. It's in my quadriceps. Um, but as I just sit here trying to catch my breath because everything's just so far off, I don't know why the iron reserves and the iron stores went so low again. The scale that the human service doctor gave me was um, I should be at 20, and it dropped down to 2 again. I'm not taking any oral medications. I'm not taking nothing prescription, nothing over the counter. There's nothing. Just whatever's coming in the vector of nutrition of food is all I have to rely on at this point. And this sudden like weight gain of like 16 pounds out of nowhere on top of um, and in on the quadriceps, on the anterior superior region, there's this like collection almost of under the skin fluid again. I i don't know why it's biological. It's like out of nowhere. It's out what I call out of the blue, but it's out of nowhere. um, but it's something I'm keeping an eye on and making notations of. um, Again, it's in the house of worship. It's not something that I talk about, but it's in my private journal from home. Um, I see on Star Trek they do these like, or even in James Cameron's Avatar movie, where they do their own personal logs of their health and their journey, whatever. So it's just really hard to catch the breath. My ability to oxygenate is so low. And then this sudden increase in like measurements of like muscle regions, but not in a toned fashion, more in some kind of interference. I don't, again, I don't know the words for it because I don't know the science in their technicality of it, with how like environmental and ergonomics with like master matrix of like magneticism and the energy field that one traverses through. Especially like now they talk about in the news, and I have on file, like you've got they've let the public know at my level about satellites, like the existence of satellites, what they do and what they're used for. Nobody really knows. But that existence, and if it somehow, like, again, I don't know if it what interferes with the gravity inside the residential energy field. Um, but I feel that it's off. I know my mother's felt that it's off. Um, and there's real visual um, damage that one can itemize or inventory from their own personal POV. Um, it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies, broken. I'm at the point now where this sudden onset of anemia, but they call the reduction of the ferrous binding material intracellularly to the oxygen in order for cellular respiration within the circulatory system. They classify it sometimes as anemia, but my blood volume, just to distinguish, my blood volume is finally made a full recovery, and I'm able to maintain it. So the fact that there was no hemorrhagic activity, but it went down to like 5.5 is frightening. I don't know what that episode was about. I don't know if it was, again, something ingested, something environmental that was inhaled accidentally. Like, I don't know. But again, when that happened, I wasn't on any form of medication, not over the counter and not prescription. So I don't really know what. And then I was able to maintain it almost for a year, and then all of a sudden onset and deterioration of the iron levels again. Um, but I don't know why. I don't know what the cause is. It's unbeknownst to me at this point. And the human service doctors, when I went to go to see them, um, they don't call it an infirmary. They called it St. Francis Cancer Center, is what they called it. They're not saying that I have cancer, but she said that the blood iron is just really low. Only answers I've gotten. But it's physically taxing and exhausting. I feel it as I walk around, and um, my quality of life is pretty much gone. It has been for some time, pretty much since Tia Frio showed up. Um, so I don't know. When I used to see Eric at the gym, at least quality of life, like, I might have been lonely, but at least I had my physical appearance. Now I don't even have physical appearance, and there's no quality of life. And there's no, like, I was thinking about this and breaking down, like, the word for life is VIE, and then the SO, and like social order. Like, there's no even social order or social outlet. There's no anything. It's, I don't know. There's just no quality of life. It's just existing, but not knowing existing for what and what purpose. It's just, um, I wrote this morning, I was in my quiet thinking, I'm like, I'm never supposed to be angry with the mighty eagle. That's like sacrilege. You never get mad at the mighty eagle because he has so much he's responsible for. Um, and then there's the great bird, like the great giving bird, or like the great Thanksgiving bird. Um, and then somewhere there's angry birds. And then there's theoretically Cornish hens, not to be confused with the priorities of a chicken, because a chicken is a chicken, a Cornish hen is a Cornish hen. They might not be living in the same reality, and so I don't want to confuse the angry birds, and I definitely don't want to get the correct angry bird in trouble with the either great bird of giving or the mighty eagle. So um I'm real careful with like the birds and the bees, and then I'm like, right, and then one of the angry birds mentioned a long time ago, and the household cartoons when I was little mentioned something about a stork that brings the gift of children. Something, what, something somewhere in the 80s or the 90s, whatever. Maybe it was before then. Um, but knowing that I was going to be birthing children in the late 90s, early 2000s for my 1978 arrival, something happened with the stork system of delivery of the children. I don't know what. Um, I don't know why selection process in the social order and of life of V. I heard that their union broke up, but that was somewhere far, far and away, but it had rippling effects in New York, and it devastated my early onset, like beginnings of needing and wanting that somebody special and not being able to pair up or even find where that person is. Um, no idea how to find the type of person that I want to spend time with. I wouldn't even know where to look at this point. It's been so abruptly halted, and like it just feels like doors closed and there's like no way out. It's like it's really like feeling trapped. Um and then that was before like what I call toilet paper happened, cuz it my personal, like, again, I once met someone who called me a chicken and called himself a rooster just for whatever it was in that codex meeting, um, which made me smile. Again, I don't know if like he's an emotionally unavailable unicorn in the whatever of whatever, 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 but um, with maintaining one's own respect, um, I don't know. It really, like, it's almost like the murder mystery of a lifetime of what happened to New York. Like, or like what happened to like family in I'm an only child, and having my father introduce me to the socially acceptable, socially responsible order of fraternity. Um, it just, I don't know. I don't know what happened. It's almost like it didn't exist here, and I don't know why in that time frame. And then that led to stork issues, which I don't even want to get involved with because I'm not talking about toilet paper. Toilet paper's enough of a term by itself. It's not what I wanted. It's not what was acceptable. But again, as a biological clock on some calcaneus calculus, if somebody's trying to warp space and time and withhold that magical relationship of social order between um, a special female and a special male, I like, and I was thinking this morning, I'm like, what angry bird would want to purposely hurt a chicken through stork? So that's really when it all like started to unravel and really started to like go downhill here, or at least for me. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies broken. and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.